There's a lot of jitters out there across nearly every market. Here to talk about the macro environment is Brian Singer from William Blair. Welcome, Brian.
Thank you.
All right, let's start off with U.S. stocks because that's what we here in America watch the most. We've had a lot of volatility over the past few, let's call it weeks. So are U.S. stocks still the best house in a bad neighborhood?
First, jitters create opportunity. Second is, as I've traveled around the world talking to investors, almost everybody has said the U.S. is the last place to be, the only place to be. Based on that, I'd suggest that the horse has been around the track a few times and is probably getting tired.
All right, well, you like Chinese stocks. Earlier this week, you had a 5% drop in the Shanghai market. Is that an opportunity?
It is. It's a long-term opportunity for us. It's not one that we're going to try to navigate today or tomorrow. And there are concerns there. Our belief is the concerns are overblown at this point in time. Concerns about growth, concerns about debt. These aren't new issues. They've been out there for a while. They just flare up in the market's mind every now and then.
And how do you play Chinese stocks anyway?
For us, there are a number of ways to play it. But for us right now, most of our exposure is coming through the stocks themselves in terms of ETFs, large cap and smaller cap based ETFs, and separately in the yuan through forward transactions, non-deliverable forward transactions.
All right. With regard to Europe, now you're short European bonds, but you like European stocks. Can you explain that?
Yes, this is another one where jitters create opportunities. The market has been for a long time very, very concerned about the euro crisis, austerity, and slow growth. The slow growth mantra has been magnified by what's happened in China and the developed world, and Shinzo Abe backing off a little bit from Abenomics, as it would appear. We don't think he is, but that's the appearance in the marketplace. That creates opportunity for us. It creates opportunity to buy into the stocks, and we've been buying in since February, since the Italian election. In terms of the bonds themselves, when the Fed began to pull away from, or use the word taper, when they began to use the word taper, those yields began to rise. We were short German and Swiss bonds going into that. Just recently, last week, we've reduced our position in the short Swiss bonds, but we still remain short bonds in Germany and slightly short in Switzerland as well.
And you mentioned Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in Japan. Japanese stocks started the year really hot, skyrocketing. It's been a cruel summer, however, as the yen has gotten stronger against Shinzo Abe's wishes. What's your forecast for Japan stocks and bonds?
Sure. We're fundamental value investors. Our sense coming into this year was Japanese equities were very, very cheap, and Shinzo Abe provided a means of sparking the realization of value over time. It was a great investment opportunity. The Nikkei rallied tremendously right up to about fundamental value, and we stepped out. So we are now neutral after a long run. Japanese bonds, on the other hand, are still unattractive. We have been short Japanese bonds, but we just last week as well lightened up our position there. It's been a significant run, and we just have decided to take a little bit of risk off the table.
And yours is a macro fund, one of the top macro funds out there over the past year. So let's talk a little bit about currencies, because when you talk about Japan, everything feeds off the yen. Which currencies do you like and dislike right now?
Sure, that's very, very, very important, especially as you look around the world. We manage the currencies separately from the underlying assets. In the instance of Japan, where we were long Japanese equities, for example, we were short the yen. Currently, we're short the commodity currencies, such as the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, the Brazilian real. We're very slightly short the yen, much smaller short than we had been, and we're short the Swiss franc. Those are the primary shorts. We are long the US dollar, we're long the pound, the UK pound, and we're long a number of the emerging market currencies.
All right, thanks a lot, Brian.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching The Street.